This year is very important, and this month important not only for our festival, but also it marks the sadisversary of my life partner and creative partner, Mohy Quandour. And I believe that Mohy's spirit helped me to expand this festival to another platform. This is what the event, the bond that binds, is about. It brought together people with different backgrounds, artists, poets, writers, to meet on this platform and to build the cultural dialogue, which at the end helps our communities here to understand us better.
2024 is an amazing year here for SIFFA Film Festival because we're commemorating the memory of a great Jordanian and Circassian filmmaker and poet and the late husband of Luba, my dearest friend, Mr. Mohy Quandour, whom I interviewed maybe 20 years ago. Jordanian myself, I was brought up among a lot of Circassians in my area, and we celebrated how unique and diverse our society back in Jordan. And this film festival message always been to reunite people in one mosaic piece, reuniting the differences in one place.
Dear friends, artists, cinema lovers, my fellow humans, my name is Nisaro Karim. I'm an actor and film director. And I stand here humbly before you today as your host for this amazing event celebrating Mohy Quandour, the man, the myth, the legend. But before we go any further, I would like to invite our beautiful patron to the stage, Councillor Seema Kumar.
But I have a little something to say that I wrote just a little while ago. And I say, Mohy Quandour, remembered today, gone to the Creator above. For those left behind, life is tough. You're missed by all with admiration and love. Thank you.
Beautiful. We're here to honor the memory of Mohy Quandour. Mohy Quandour, as he's known in the West. He's a legend of international culture, a vivid example of how a person born in a poor immigration community of Transjordan is able to not only survive, but he becomes a cultural icon, uniting 50 countries and millions of people into a single spiritual space. His name is associated with the cult classic Bonanza and Mannix. I met Mohy 9 years ago when I was cast in his film, written by the lovely Luba. And it was one of my first ever professional films that I did. It was a great experience and I learned a lot from him. Around that time, I sadly lost my father, so we spoke about that on set because I was feeling quite emotional. And he gave me support and care that only a father could. I'll never forget that about him. I'd like to read a little passage from his memoir. Standing on a ridge high above the Kabardin Plateau, I could see the sun reflected on two rivers, the Shagem and the Bakshan. They appeared like two silvery snakes winding eastward. I could also see some villages and settlements in the foothills of the mountains. We filmed the Kabardin horsemen for several days and then moved on to do the same with the Balkars, who shared the mountains with the Circassian horsemen. So our program today is titled The Bond That Binds. Or what is the bond that binds? For me, I guess you could say it's literature, art, cinema, or presence. Merely being present in the moment can bind us and unite us. Today we have some outstanding people with us who will be sharing their creativity, their literature, their art. So let's all be present together in this moment. Because it's a beautiful thing when a living author or an artist gets to share their creativity with us.
Well, actually, it's quite an emotional moment for me. It's a mixture of pride and emotion and sadness when I record the memory of my very good friend who's close to my heart and mind, Mohy Quandour. He is a man who was actually a legend, as you said, and he combined many things. No wonder he excelled in literature, written 50 books, in writing scripts, poetry, and that's why the cinema, which was the desert in which he rode his horse, is called the seventh art. And probably when I read extracts from my sixth book about my life in Alexandria to see why I chose this particular book to remember Mohy, because like him, I'm also an exile who lived in many places. The Alexandrians of my generations were neither entirely Europeans, nor fully Levantine, nor fully Egyptians, nor African, nor like any other assemblage or a single racially hegemonic Mediterranean group. Each one of us was, in a way, an individual, mini-biological clone of the city, a minuscule model of Alexandria. And we Alexandrians, collectively, in our similarities and varieties, were also a group Alexandria, a we Alexandria.
I named all the creatures of the earth, but who would call my name upon it here? Who would share my garden, enjoy my mirth with me, whose touch would give me comfort near? The sun sank down, my lonely soul took rest, sleeping with dreams of warm tender desire. God heard my yearning and took from my breast a rib to make a woman, me inspire. Bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, my star shining on me, my own beloved Eve. Together we shall live, however far life takes us. Your side I shall never leave. Spring of my soul, I drink your love so sweet. All that awaits us, we shall as one meet.
Thank you, Nisaro, for warm introduction, and I would like also to thank you, the audience, for coming here today. And I would like to show you my presentation on my latest art project, and I hope you'll enjoy this.
Well, I'm going to start with a poem that's inspired by a visit to Odessa some years ago in times of peace. I know a girl in Odessa, down by the black, black sea. She's eyes as dark as coffee, and she's waiting there for me. One day, I'll make an odyssey down to Odessa's sea. Like Homer's hero coming home, that's just how it will be. Maybe it will be in spring when blossom cloaks the trees, and the air is sweetly humming to the sound of eager bees. Odessa then becomes a bride, all dressed in pink and white, waiting for the moment when Odysseus comes in sight. Of course, I am no champion, no hero from back then. I'm just a humble man of words, armed only with a pen. But I will come and find that girl with eyes as dark as tea, and win in love's arena, down by the black, black sea.
Гроза в Карлсбаде. Сочувствую Бетховену, ему, бегущему сквозь пагубную тьму, под грохот слухового водопада по улицам полночного Карлсбада. Невнятная, безумная речь его, бегущего в ночи не для чего, схватившего и сжавшего в кулак пространство, измельченное во прах.
Pity Beethoven as he, grim-faced through the vile and dark night raced, heedless of the water's roar, through Carlsbad's sleeping streets he tore. His speech was slurred and not quite sane. He sped on through the gloom. In vain he clutched the air and clenched his fist to crush to naught the damp night mist.
О, просыпайся и рукоплещи Бетховену, бегущему в ночи.
Oh yes, wake up, and clap the sight, Beethoven striding through the night.
Вау!
Посвящение Мухаддину Кандуру. Цветению трав не бесконечен срок, за светом солнца неизбежно вечер. Ничто не вечно, и никто не вечен, но музыка, где ты, где я и Бог. Я с музыкой твоей войду в весну и прохожу под листопадом в осень, с ней растворюсь в своих стихах и прозе и отдохну от слез под той сосной. Ни в радости земной, ни в час беды, как хорошо с тобою в небе слиться и знать, что наш уход не отразится на ясности лучей земной звезды. Когда на крыльях сердца высоко взлетают в небо трепетные птицы, душа всегда выходит из темницы и дышится свободно и легко. Теперь ты, птицы, устремился ввысь, на горский мир взглянув из-под небесья, и звук возник, и зазвучала песня, и высветила в предков наших жизнь. Цветенью трав не бесконечен срок, за светом солнца неизбежно вечер. Ничто не вечно, и никто не вечен, но музыка, где ты, где я и Бог.
No flower blooms forever, not even the rose. After the light of the sun, night comes inevitably. Nothing is eternal, and no one lives eternally. But your music, where you and I are, where God flows. With your music, I will join spring freely, and under falling leaves walk into autumn, and dissolve in my prose and in my poems, and rest from tears beneath a green pine tree. Not in earthly joy, nor in times of sorrow. Oh, how glorious to merge with you in the sky, and to know that our parting will let by the clear, clear light rays of starlight's glow, when high above, on the wings of the heart, trembling birds are soaring into the blue, the soul will leave its prison too, and breathe light and free as it departs. Now, bird-like, you ride on the higher air, looking down on mountains from far away. A sound emerged, and a song began to play to light the lives of our forebears. No flower blooms, not even the rose. No flower blooms forever, not even the rose. After the light of the sun, night comes inevitably. Nothing is eternal, and no one lives eternally. But music, where you and I are, where God flows.
Есть такие слова, что острее кинжала, меча, что чище глубже воды. Есть такие, что лучше молчать. Я душой прикоснулась к твоим молчаливым глазам. Может, было бы лучше и вовсе не встретиться нам. Мне и радость твоя незнакома, и боль не видна. Я дышать научилась и жить научилась одна. Даже ангел-хранитель, мой спутник, меня не спасал. Дождь Винзора упорно твердил: все не зря, все не зря. Мжаш шерихареш, сигаш осауарен шоузгаком отболит. ибо час предрассветный всех прочих темней, и скользят его мокрые губы по шее моей, но к покою чужбины, как сердце свое приучить, знаешь, где его дом и по ком это сердце стучит. Много ли нужно поэту на свете, послушай. Замри. Лишь любовь, что его сотворила из горсти земли. Ты молчишь, может, руки чужие тебя стерегут. Ты не знал про меня на далеком своем берегу. Пусть любовь моя станет заросшей лесною тропой, или россыпью звездной взлетит высоко над тобой. За виндзорским дождем я послушно отправлюсь во тьму, как любовнику губы и плечи подставив ему. Жешь, шагубжоп хопашем, акужиркопашеш, Кодшауа сфош зафагумаша, отпускаю тебя не на гибель и не на войну. Все слова твои правду и ложь без остатка приму, и в ответ я замру. Ничего, ничего не скажу. Но запомнить тебя на века, но любить разреши, потому что любовь — это имя иной души. Если тайное вынуть из слова и явное смыть, что останется? Буквы и звуки, но скроется смысл. Гуркам худкуах, яхево макрычиз хазмыша. Тот, кто в душу идет из души, в немоте, в тишине, знаешь ли, что твой голос чудится мне в этом доме пустом, состоящем из стен и углов. В тишине предаюсь, вспоминаю значение слов. Есть такие слова, что больнее любого стыда, и на цыпочках я пробираюсь туда и сюда, чтобы расслышать суметь через время, сквозь грохот и вой, как кружат твои мысли и сны над моей головой.
Some words are sharper than a rapier, keener than a knife. Some words pure as water, some best left unsaid in life. I touched your silent eyes deeply with my soul, and yet maybe it would have been better if we never met. Neither your joy is visible to me, nor your pain. I learned to breathe and live entirely on my own. Even my guardian angel could not save me again. The winds of rain cooed and on. It's not in vain. The pain ends soon. The hour before dawn is darkest, and its wet lips slide down my neck to find their rest. But how can my heart accept peace on a foreign shore? Does it know where its home is and who it beats for? How much does the poet need here? Listen, just hold, just love, which from a handful of earth did wonderfully unfold. You are silent. Someone else is guarding you, maybe. You did not know of me on your shore across the sea. Let my love become a forest path where no one ever treads, or like a scattering of stars above you, rising overhead. I will obediently follow the winds of rain into the night, like a lover, giving my lips and necks to its delight. I'm letting you go, not to fight in brutal war, not to die. I accept all your words without demur, both truth and lie, and in response I freeze, saying nothing by and by. But let me remember you forever. Let me love you whole, because love truly is another name for the soul. If you take a secret from a word, the secret from a word, and wash away the plain, what is left? Letters and sounds, but meaning hides again. But one that leaps from soul to soul in silence stilly. Do you know that your voice, so is your voice to me, in this empty house made of walls and cornerstones? I surrender to the silence, recalling sense of words alone. There are words more painful than any shame I know, and on tiptoe I sneak here and there, creeping to and fro, to hear across time, through all the noise and wail, how over my head your thoughts and dreams prevail. My home, may it be in the sky, like a star, like a desert. On the way down, I don't have you in my house flying into eternity. The wind blows gently through the curtain. Their love is perfect. The heart melts, fuses into the rib cage, and its beating falters. I offer myself to the Creator, who let me be to live and breathe before you.